I tell you, that's very nice of you, but you set off the metal detector. Would you remove your keys and try it again, please? You're in a wonderful mood tonight. I thank you for coming. Let me tell you, you can never tell when you do the show what kind of an audience you're going to have. Last night, we had what I would call a mean audience during the monologue. Right in the middle of the monologue, a guy in a commando outfit stood up and said, "It's a go, take him down." Is this a gorgeous day today? The sun has been out 2 days in a row. California Governor Duke Majan went on television today and told everybody that it happened during his administration. Did you read about Fernando Valenzuela? A lot of ball players, I guess, in arbitration. Pitcher for the LA Dodgers, Fernando Valenzuela, just signed a contract for multi-millions of dollars, over $1 million a year, with a team. He is so rich, he's just got a green gold card, a gold green card. A wonderful joke right down the tubes. He just got a green gold card. I couldn't say gold green, only just flip those words around and you'll love that joke on the way home. Tell it to your son. Now, from time to time, I realize a lot of you from out of town, and you want to think of things to do. From time to time, we like to give you some suggestions rather than the normal things you would see. I suggest you go to the Fairfax Cinema this week. They have a new film. It's about a Jewish anti-terrorist unit called the Gefilte Force. And in the film, their job is to rescue a guy named Murray who's flying to Miami and forced to eat a non-kosher meal. And it stars Chuck Norris's cousin, Morris Norris. Hey, that's better than gold green card. I could have said Norris Morris and loused that one up. Did you know they're working on a sequel to Delta Force? I don't know if you've seen it or not. Called Delta Force 2. In this one, the Delta Force rescues Shelley Winters from a Big Mac attack. There's a special on television I want to recommend tonight. Really ought to tune in. It's one is Jacques Cousteau gets hit on the head with a Philippines ballot box. So he keeps down under the ocean. I didn't have anything to do with the election, folks. Marcos, even though he was elected president, seems to be in a bit of trouble because a lot of top European diplomats said they are not going to attend the inaugural ceremonies. Marcos is worried about nobody showing up. So he's trying to get his guest list in volume, sending out invitations. He has to borrow Ed's list, which says, "You may already be a guest." I feel. President Reagan, I guess, is back from the island of Grenada in the Caribbean. That's pretty. You said you were there the other night. And it's a funny thing. When you're in the Caribbean, you kind of get caught up in the feeling of the islands. He's having a little trouble adjusting. His secretary came in and said to the president this morning, how long would he be working? And the president said, "Well, all day, all night, Mary Ann." You would boo a lovely song like that? You see who's going to run for political office? Bob Hope's son. Attorney Tony Hope announced that he is running, I guess it's from a congressional district here in the San Fernando Valley. It's going to be strange. I have a feeling if Tony goes all the way to the top, they'll still be introducing him as, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, Bob Hope's son. You know, this is kind of a special year. Do you know what year this is? I just found out. This is the 60th anniversary of NBC.
That's right.
That's right, 60th year. That is a long 1926 to 1986 from Babe Ruth to Dr. Ruth. Although I think Dr. Ruth probably has got a better batting average than Babe had. Do you know who started NBC? A gentleman who was a ham operator, David Sarnoff, who got no reception on the ham, went out and bought a radio. Became General Sarnoff, and most people don't know how he came up with NBC. Do you know?
No.
Sarnoff was sitting in Delhi in New York, and he asked the advice of three waiters, Nate, Bernie, and Chuck. Nate, Bernie, and Chuck. See? He got a green gold card. 60 years is remarkable, though. Remember, the Golden Girls at that time were dating Ronald Reagan. 60th anniversary is the only one I'll ever see. I've been with the network 24 years, and you can't buy loyalty like that, but they did. Those of you who remember radio and the great shows which are no longer there, Jack Benny, Kurt McGee and Molly, Bob Hope, who else was on in those days? Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy.
W.C. Fields.
W.C. Fields. We've gone from that to the dating game. 60 years from the wireless to the brainless. And did you know that NBC is getting rid of the Peacock? That's right. The NBC Peacock, which has been the logo of this network for many years, is, I don't know, I guess going to the Peacock Farm, wherever they go. See, the Peacock was all right to represent color. But now NBC needs something to represent stereo, so their new mascot is going to be Prince Charles. Don't boo royalty, folks. It's a cruel business. You go from being a logo from a big company, and today he's the blue plate special at the NBC commissary. It doesn't seem right. If you think about it, in 60 years, how can you estimate the influence of the national broadcasting? You realize we have a country full of business executives in their 60s or middle 50s, professors, scientists, and they all have one thing in common. They're all able to sing, "It's howdy doody time, it's howdy doody time." He's got a gold green card. I'd have been on a roll if it hadn't been for that one show. Anyway, tonight we've got a really interesting show for you. We have a delightful young lady who has her own